What if paying your existing bills could get you a $2,500 vacation for free? I've got a strategy that can do exactly this when using credit responsibly. First things first, let's set some ground rules here. When I say free vacation, I don't mean that every single expense just magically disappears. That hotel minibar is still going to find a way to charge you $9 for a bottle of water. The goal is to cover most, if not all, of the major expenses here with credit card rewards. So we're talking about flights, your hotel, and possibly some meals and activities too. That said, there may still be a few extra costs that come out of pocket, including credit card annual fees, airline taxes, resort fees, transportation, and other smaller expenses. So, what exactly are we looking to get for free? In this example, we're going to be planning a vacation for 2 people. We're talking 2 round-trip flights and 4 nights at a mid-range hotel, potentially with some extra money for meals and activities. Let's say our target vacation would normally cost $2,000 to $2,500. So this is not going to get you a first-class flight to the Maldives in an overwater bungalow with a butler. We're aiming for something more attainable, and flexibility is important here too. If you can travel during a less popular week, compare a few destinations, and avoid peak holiday dates, your points can stretch a lot further. The first major expense to cover here is airfare. For that, we're going to be looking at the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. Now, credit card offers can change at any time, but as of this recording in July, this card is offering 75,000 bonus points after a new card member spends $5,000 in the first 3 months. Spending works out to about $1,667 a month, which could be attainable for a household that puts most of their normal spending on a credit card. But the key word here is normal. So don't here spend $5,000 and go out and buy a new television, a kayak, or one of those refrigerators with a touchscreen door. You're going to want to use this on spending you were going to do anyway. Chase points are estimated to be worth between 1 and 1.8 cents a piece, depending on how you use them. For this example, let's use 1.25 cents each as a reasonable target, making the 75,000 points worth around $940. This could potentially cover 2 round-trip economy flights. And depending on your travel destination, there could even be some points left over to cover some of the hotel, a rental car, or potentially other travel expenses. That takes care of the airfare, and now we need somewhere to sleep, preferably somewhere other than the airport. For the hotel portion, let's take a look at the Marriott Bonvoy Boundless credit card. The welcome bonus offer at the time of recording is for 125,000 Marriott Bonvoy points plus 1 free night award after a new card member spends $3,000 on eligible purchases within the first 3 months. NerdWallet currently values Marriott Bonvoy points at approximately 0.8 cents each. At that estimated value, 125,000 points would be worth around $1,000, and that's before factoring in the free night award. Now, hotel prices and award rates can vary significantly, but if you choose your destination carefully, the bonus points plus the free night award could potentially cover most, if not all, of a 4-night stay. But now it's time for a quick but important pause, because you need to be careful about how many credit cards you are opening at once. Basically, you don't want to treat credit card applications like you're trying to collect Pokemon. Now, one possible way around this could be to divide it up with a spouse or significant other. For example, maybe one person opens up the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the other person opens up the Marriott card. And ideally, these would be cards that fit your long-term spending habits, not just cards you're going to forget about once the vacation is over. Now, for spending money on meals and activities, I would keep it simple with a no annual fee cashback card like Citi Double Cash. This card earns 1% cash back when you buy and another 1% back when you pay it off. Let's say you spend $2,500 a month on expenses that could go on this card. That works out to $50 a month in cash back, and over the course of 6 months, you'd be looking at $300. That right there could help to cover meals and activities in addition to airport transportation or some of the taxes and fees that your travel rewards cards don't cover. So now let's put this entire strategy on a realistic timeline. During the first 3 months, one person opens up the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. You spend $5,000 on normal purchases, paying off the balance in full monthly, and potentially earn 75,000 Chase points worth around $940. And then during months 4 through 6, the other person opens up the Marriott Bonvoy Boundless card. So you spend $3,000 on eligible purchases in the first 3 months, and of course pay off the balance in full. That would earn 125,000 Marriott points plus the free night award, with the points alone potentially worth around $1,000. Then during the final 6 months, you put $2,500 per month of regular spending on the Citi Double Cash card, paying it off in full monthly, earning an additional $300 in cash back. The potential total, roughly $2,240 in combined estimated rewards value, plus the Marriott Free Night Award on top of that. But before you start filling out credit card applications, there's a few important caveats. First, you have to consider the long-term costs here because the 2 travel cards used in this example have a combined $190 in annual fees. Basically, you gotta make sure the rewards justify the long-term cost here and not just the first year. Second, do not overspend just to earn a welcome bonus. This entire strategy depends on using expenses you would have already had. If earning the bonus causes you to buy things that you wouldn't have bought ordinarily, you are not getting a free vacation. Instead, you are buying one through a complicated series of transactions. And third, possibly the most important, pay your statement balance in full every single month. One large interest charge could wipe out months of rewards earned, and then suddenly that free vacation isn't free anymore. So what do you think of this strategy? Would you actually follow it or possibly use different credit cards? Let me know down in the comments and make sure you subscribe while you're down there. Thanks for watching, and if you want to keep going, here's another video you might enjoy. I'll see you next time.